The Post on Church Point Road in Gonzales would like to invite everyone to their newly renovated events hall, a beautiful 9,600 square foot facility that features a 5,500 square foot main hall and a separate 600 square foot conference room. Renters have access to our huge kitchen, large stage, tables, chairs, bar, and covered outdoor cooking. So plan your next wedding, party, conference, and more at The Post on Church Point Road in Gonzales.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
You could be driving.
Honda has won more U.S. News and World Report awards than any other brand in the last decade. And now you can add another one to the list, being named the best car brand of 2022. Come get your Honda today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegel Lane.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours in your little slice of heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend a little time with you roughly some 24 hours ago. We start today's show with Louisiana news. Governor John Bel Edwards holding a press conference this week, giving us an update on our state's efforts against COVID-19. The governor saying that our state has made great progress in the fight against COVID-19 since the Omicron variant's peak early in January. However, the governor cautioned the state still has a long way to go in reducing the spread of the virus, hospitalizations related to it, and of course, the tragic deaths that occur as well. COVID-19 hospitalizations have now dropped to half of what they were during the peak of the Omicron variant. Meanwhile, here in East Baton Rouge, a lot more relaxing of mask mandates being allowed this week. The city parish, according to Mayor Sharon Weston Broom, will no longer require individuals visiting city parish buildings to wear masks while the pandemic continues. East Baton Rouge Parish Schools announcing that they likewise will no longer require masks. Now, understand that the children will still have to wear masks on buses. That is because of a federal mandate, not state or local. So if you are upset because your child has to wear a mask on the bus but not inside the school building, understand that that is a concern that needs to be addressed on the national level. Again, that is a federal mandate. Also, East Baton Rouge Parish Public Libraries announcing that they likewise are doing away with the mask mandate, and they are also resuming normal operating hours. So if you are one of the folks that frequents any of the fine EBR parish libraries in our state, you may want to go to the website just to refresh your memory on what the normal hours of operation are, and that way you will be able to do whatever it is that you need done at a local library at your convenience. At the press conference this week, Governor John Bel Edwards, for the first time, also spoke publicly about the Louisiana legislature forming the Select Committee to investigate the tragic death of Ronald Greene. You may remember initially in a previous press conference, Governor John Bel Edwards coming out and saying that he had no interest in the legislature investigating the death of Ronald Greene, saying in his words, and I'll paraphrase here, that it would amount to nothing more than a witch hunt. And of course, you well know this. I'm not giving you any earth-shaking epiphany, no earth-shaking revelation. We all know what the nature of politics has become in our nation. It's pretty much always been that way in our state, but it is what it is. The governor this week, however, now reversing course after initially saying we don't need the legislature to investigate the death of Ronald Greene because all it's going to be is a political witch hunt. Well, the governor now releasing a statement that reads, quote, "I welcome any and all legislative oversight and hope this will be a productive, nonpartisan discussion of how to continue the ongoing reforms at Louisiana State Police so that what happened the night of Ronald Greene's death never happens again. Like so many others, I am anxiously awaiting the outcome of the federal civil rights investigation into Mr. Greene's death. I am hopeful that the outcome of this investigation, which has been pending for more than 2 years, will provide answers and justice for the Greene family. I agree wholeheartedly with the Speaker that transparency is necessary in any investigation into this matter. Whether that investigation is conducted by the United States Department of Justice, the Senate Committee on State Police Oversight that has been conducting hearings on this matter, or this newly created House Select Committee. I am certain that any fair and impartial investigation will conclude that I made no attempt to impede or interfere with any investigation into Mr. Greene's death. Any allegation to the contrary is simply not true. He concludes, I continue to pray for Mr. Greene's family, and it is my sincere hope that the study by this committee into the events surrounding his death is an earnest investigation into the truth of what has happened since the early morning hours of May 10th, 2019. They deserve no less. I will say for the record, again, no earth-shaking revelation here. John Bel Edwards and I do not agree on a lot of things. It only stands to reason. He's a Democrat. I'm serious, staunch conservative. He is an individual that has done things that, from a philosophical standpoint, I'm not in agreement with. At the end of the day, however, I, like probably most of you watching right now, are willing, in the interest of justice, to put any and all of our political leanings aside. I understand the old adage, everything is political. I get it. Politicians being who they are, they do what they do. There's always, well, let me back that up. Many times there is a political agenda behind the scenes that most regular folks are not privy to. I get that. I understand. The only way that you get power many times is through political means. The only way you maintain power many times is through political means. But in an instance, the likes of the horrific death of Ronald Greene, politics should play no part. Because when all is said and done, we, the citizenry of Louisiana, deserve to have confidence that in the unlikely event that you are going about your daily duties, a member of the motoring public, and you see those flashing lights behind you, you deserve to pull over and understand that you're going to be treated fairly. Being treated fairly is one thing. Losing your life in the most horrific of fashions is something else entirely. Now, if you've listened to me for any amount of time, whether it's on radio, television, whatever, you know that yours truly is as staunch an ally of law enforcement, the military, this country, as you will ever find. But at the end of the day, the people have a right to feel secure when it relates to certain institutions that have sworn an oath to protect and serve. And you've heard me say this before, not only are the citizens in line as far as things we deserve, but the good men and women in law enforcement. And make no mistake about it, despite what the media will tell you, despite what those on the left will try to convince you of, there are vastly more good men and women in law enforcement than there are bad. Anybody that would argue that to whatever degree is simply misinformed, pure and simple. But when all is said and done, the Green family, first and foremost, deserves closure. They deserve justice. And while we continue to struggle with issues of race in our country and our state, when all is said and done, this is about basic human decency. This is about restoring trust in an institution that is arguably the most high-profile law enforcement agency in our state. And unfortunately for Governor John Bel Edwards, as the chief executive officer of our state, he now finds himself thoroughly involved, good or bad, right or wrong, fair or otherwise. He finds himself embroiled in a controversy. And unfortunately, particularly due to the length of time between when the incident occurred and where we are at this point in the investigation, it's taken entirely too long. And you now run the risk of not only losing trust in an agency whose men and women have sworn an oath to protect and serve, you also run the risk now of what is arguably the most loyal part of the Democrat base, people of color, losing confidence in the chief executive officer of our state. Listen, y'all, we got a lot of problems in Louisiana, but we're still supposed to be better than this. At the end of the day, there are a whole lot of things that are completely beyond our control. This should not be one of them. Just saying. First break of today's show, speaking of problems in Louisiana, unless you have been completely off planet, you know crime, particularly juvenile crime, is a problem that we need to get a handle on real soon. First break, we'll talk more right where you've got it on today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-30, named an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Perfect for the journey ahead.
Start your journey in a new Mazda CX-30. Right here at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. If you have been paying attention to any degree at all, you're troubled by the increase in violent crime all across the country. We've pointed out on numerous occasions, the last year, 12 cities, major cities in America, set new all-time records for homicide. If you've, again, been paying attention to whatever degree, you know that a huge part of this is being driven by juvenile offenders. If you're like me, a baby boomer, and you've, been around for a little while, there's a troubling trend where we have watched the ages of violent offenders get lower and lower and lower and lower. Here I go with back in my day, we didn't have these problems. Certainly not to this degree. I'm no prima donna here. I know full well that with the advent of the 24-hour news cycle, we now have the opportunity to find out anything about anybody, anywhere, at any time. I will acknowledge, back in my day, we didn't have internet. Didn't have social media. I very fondly remember a time where, young people are not going to believe this, around midnight, TV shut off. There was no more. Play the Star Spangled Banner, say, God bless America, go to bed, get up, we'll see y'all tomorrow. But now, we all walk around with a computer in our pocket where we can find out anything about anything, anywhere, at any time. So our awareness is obviously greater than it's ever been. But as it relates to the juvenile explosion in violent crime, you do realize, yes, it is an indictment of the young people we are raising these days. However, it is also maybe an even bigger indictment of us. Lest we forget, these are our children. The things they do, the things they are engaging in, they learned from some place. These young people engaging in the things that they are engaging in have either been raised in a household where they don't see anything wrong with this, or society and their household upbringing has led them to believe that if I do this, society won't be all that upset. I mean, how else do you explain 13 and 14-year-olds going into a Walmart, shoplifting knives from the kitchenware department, and then proceeding to stab another teenage girl and, wait for it, post it on social media? I try to reason this all out sometimes with myself, saying, I've got to wonder if we had the internet and social media when I was growing up, if we would have succumbed to many of the things that young people are succumbing to today. And listen, y'all, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that when I grew up, everything was hunky-dory in the world. There were no murders, there were no robberies, there were no this, that, and the other. All of this is a recent trend. I wouldn't dare insult your intelligence by even remotely implying that. But a story that broke yesterday, if you've not had enough stories, instances, incidents to make you pause and think where our society is heading and the influences that we allow to steer the lives of our young people, maybe this one will. Now listen, y'all, I'm old school. Pause for dramatic effect. You like that one, Clarence? Figured you would. Yeah, you in that category too, brother. You in that category too. I'm old school, and I am who I am. I make no bones about it, and I make no apologies for it. I'm one of those that was brought up, although they try to completely erase this these days, that the females among us are the ones that are more emotional. They are the ones that are more nurturing. They are the ones most caring. So when I saw this story yesterday, it made me wonder what we are doing to our young people, what this bodes for the future. Have you seen the story of the 14-year-old ninth grade female here in Baton Rouge, arrested this week after allegedly trying to hire a hitman to kill her ex-boyfriend on Valentine's Day? This young lady, whose name obviously has not been released because of her juvenile status, allegedly went to the website hireahitman.com trying to solicit someone to murder her boyfriend. Went so far as to send in a picture, also give his schedule, what time he gets on the bus, what time he gets off the bus, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Her attorney says it's complete B, fill in the blank, saying that it pretty much amounts to entrapment. Now, the operator of the website says, while it is satirical in nature, it's a play on words. Hire a hit. Hit as in how many hits you get online, social media, internet, etc. Man, hire us to give you more hits online, guys, as in hire a hitman. He says it's entrapment. Well, I will leave to a brighter mind than mine to figure out whether this amounts to entrapment or not. But I've got to wonder, at 14 years of age, what are you thinking? First and foremost, if you're going to hire someone to kill someone, you got to have money. And at 14 years of age, listen, y'all, I was always a hustler, okay? Growing up, I was the kid, 5th grade, 6th grade. Dad, can I borrow the lawnmower? I want to go and make some money, cut Miss So-and-so's yard. I was the kid, like so many others. Miss So-and-so, I see your car's dirty. $3, $5, I'll make it look like new. That's what we did back then. But entertaining the thought of killing someone? Recently, in the city of New Orleans, 15-year-old attempting a carjacking, pulls a gun on the motorist, yanks him out of the car, and then runs over the victim. A 14-year-old convicted of finding a gun in a residence, loading said weapon, playing with it, and ends up killing an 11-year-old. Our children are speaking to us, y'all. And listen, I get it. I understand. When young people speak these days, it's hard many times to figure out exactly where they're going, what they're saying, what they're all about. But when all is said and done, those children did not ask to come here. You brought them here. You made them. You brought them here. And as a result, you have a responsibility as a parent to raise them in such a manner that I can grab my car keys to run to the store for a loaf of bread and don't have to worry about whether I'm coming home alive or not because some freaking 14-year-old tried to carjack me. At the end of the day, y'all, this is a problem of our own making. And the fact of the matter is, the government ain't gonna fix it. I'm sorry, English teachers, I did not give y'all the heads up ahead of time that one was coming. It's emotional for me, primarily because the overwhelming majority of the perpetrators, and in many cases, the victims, just so happen to look just like me. This is a problem of our making, y'all. And we are the ones that are going to have to solve it. The only question at this point is, are we sick and tired of being sick and tired and ready to grab this bull by the horns and fix it? Sadly, if recent trends are any indication, I don't think we are. And sadly, many more of our young people will die. Many more will end up incarcerated in the meantime. God forbid it ends up being you or your child. Bottom of the hour break. Let me get this out of the way. When we come back, we'll talk about a little Mardi Gras and what you can expect. That's next on the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Driver assistance technology comes standard on every Camry model as part of Toyota Safety Sense, setting the standard for safety every time you're on the road, no matter the destination. Save on your Camry today at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Fruge Jr., and I am a general dentist at Fruge Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back for today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You've probably heard at some point in your life the old saying, perception is reality. For many Americans, the things that we see regularly, engage in regularly, become the reality that we live our lives by. You've heard me say God knows how many times. There are countless things in life that are totally and completely beyond our control. Try as we might, there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. We simply make whatever adjustments we can make, we deal with it, and we move on. Speaking of old adages, and things you've heard me say before. There's one that took root with me early in life that says, if you dress the part, you feel the part. If you feel the part, you act the part. If you act the part, you become the part. Meaning, get up every day, put on suit and tie, dress the part of success. You will feel successful. If you feel successful, you will act successful. If you act successful long enough, you will become successful. Now, the same is true on the opposite side of the spectrum. Dress like a thug, you'll feel like a thug. Feel like a thug, you'll act like a thug. Act like a thug, you will become a thug. So Clarence, where you going with all this? I thought you were going to talk about Mardi Gras. Just hang in there. I'm going to put a big old pretty string around it and tie it together for you. Typically, if you grew up in the average household, when you're expecting company, what did your parents make you do? Oh, you got to go sweep, got to mop, clean the stains off the window, got to vacuum the carpet. You clean up because you don't want company coming to your house, leaving, even though they were smiling in your face and slapping you on the back the whole time they were there. When they get in the car and get down the street, they go, my God, that house was filthy. That's where we are now in the midst of the Mardi Gras season. People are going to be coming to our house from all over the world. And unfortunately for us, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser saying this week, quote, Louisiana is probably dirtier than it's ever been. What will this say about us? You know for a fact, people come here from all over the world. And what did they talk about? Oh my God, the food? Man, I've never had anything taste like that. What did they talk about? Oh, the rich culture, the heritage. I saw architecture and things that just blew me away. What did they talk about? Oh, the people. Man, I've never met people like that in my life. I've always heard when they say they'll give you the shirt off their back, they ain't joking. We came down for a football game. We were the opposing team. And these folks brought us in, feeding us some jambalaya. What do they call that stuff? They're feeding us that and giving us drinks. Man, the people are just amazing. Wouldn't it be a shame if at the end of that praise they added, but my God, that's the dirtiest place I've ever seen on the planet? Really? Is that what we want to be known for? I'll never forget. Took our daughter Lauren up to Flint, Michigan for her freshman year of college, Kettering University. If you know anything at all about Flint, Michigan, you know it was completely devastated by the collapse of the domestic auto industry, particularly in Detroit, because Flint is a suburb. Well, they'll say, we're our own city, but you understand the sentiment. They were one of those cities that, because of Detroit's being pretty much the center of all things automotive in America at one point, when Detroit and the domestic auto industry bottomed out, Flint was devastated. We drove through areas where only 1 out of maybe 5 homes was still occupied. Businesses shuttered. People who could all moved out. But after driving around looking at this, empty house, empty house, empty house, empty house, residents, empty, 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 residents, business, closed, 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 occupied, closed, 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 closed. I realized something. The place was spotless. Even the houses unoccupied. If the one house on the block was still occupied, that person took it upon themselves to cut everybody else's grass. Didn't just cut it, edged it, trimmed the hedges, so that the neighborhood where they still lived looked presentable. I'm sitting at a red light. And in Baton Rouge, when you pull up at a red light, look around on the ground and see what you see. Stuff, and I don't want to say stuff, but it's a family show, stuff everywhere. And it occurred to me at that moment, the people in Flint, Michigan, as downtrodden as they were at the time, still had pride in where they lived. We have pride, on the other hand, on where we're from. Oh, I'm a Southern boy. Oh, I'm a Louisiana man. It's okay to have pride in where you're from. But how about we have more pride in where we are? People are going to be coming here to visit us, y'all. And they are going to go back and tell people all around the planet about Louisiana. Man, I hear you went to your first Mardi Gras. Bruh, let me tell you about it. How was it? Man, it was amazing. The people, the food, the music, the culture. I would hate at the end of that statement for them to say, but my God, that's the dirtiest place I've ever been in my life. If you've never experienced, and y'all know I'm a big freshwater fisherman, love me some Louisiana outdoors. If you've never experienced sunrise on the bayou, you have led a deprived life. If you've never been amongst the cypress knees as the sun breaks the horizon and you see that mist coming up off the water, and you're putting that first shiner on the hook saying, come on, Sacalay, I'm calling your name. Come home with me. If you've never experienced that, you've led a deprived life. But nothing ruins that experience more than looking around and there's soda cans floating in the water, shiner bags, worm buckets everywhere. Simple things. 2 segments ago I mentioned there are a lot of things in life, y'all, that we have absolutely no control over. We can try as hard, we can solicit help from everybody we know, and we can't do anything about it. All right, English teachers, this time, here we go in 3, 2, 1. This ain't supposed to be one of them. My illustrious Boy Scout troop leader, Alvin Hollins, taught us early in life, when you go someplace, always leave it cleaner than you found it. It's a simple proposition, y'all. Take a bag with you. If you go fishing some of the places I go, you may want to take more than one, but that's beside the point. When you go, whether it's fishing, hunting, leisurely drive, whatever trash you generate, take it home with you. Don't leave it in our beautiful Louisiana. It's a shame to have to spend 30 seconds of anybody's time talking about this when God has blessed us with what is arguably some of the most beautiful scenery you will find anywhere on the planet. And how do we treat it? It's ours, y'all. Why don't we act like it? Now, Clarence, you must not see some people's yards. That explains everything you need to know. Well, here's the thing. Many people simply need an example. When people see you at the boat landing, when people see you in the parking lot, when people see you in your own yard picking up the litter to improve our quality of life, the message starts to catch on. It's like my new friend Clarence. We were talking, and he's a brother. He's a man of color. And he said, man, we need to get, there's so many more of us that think like you. We're just afraid to say it. We need to get it out there. When you see more than just one, it makes you think. And once the process of thinking begins, hopefully you will be spurred to action. At the end of the day, this is ours, y'all. Let's treat it that way. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done. Come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreysstoneCountryClub.com.
The Post on Church Point Road in Gonzales would like to invite everyone to their newly renovated events hall, a beautiful 9,600 square foot facility that features a 5,500 square foot main hall and a separate 600 square foot conference room. Renters have access to our huge kitchen, large stage, tables, chairs, bar, and covered outdoor cooking. So plan your next wedding, party, conference, and more at The Post on Church Point Road, Gonzales.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, it has been what my dear friend Marty refers to as growing pains in our republic as of late. You well know the consternation that exists among so many of our fellow Americans, particularly those of us of the conservative ilk, on the direction that the mainstream media has taken in recent memory. You've heard your buddy Clarence say on any number of occasions, there are two kinds of lies. There are lies by commission and lies by omission. You can lie to someone right to their face, telling them what you know full well is an untruth. You have then, quote, commissioned a lie. But you can also lie by omission, meaning we're going to omit this. We're just not going to tell them about this. It was probably, I got to back that up. I was just about to say, it was probably most notably on display with the way the mainstream media here recently refused outright, in many instances, and in others refusing objectively to cover the Freedom Convoy protests in Canada. They went out of their way to either hide it from you or present it to you in a biased fashion. I had to walk that back, though, because it's not the most notable instance. The most notable in recent memory would have to be the Hunter Biden laptop story, running probably 1A would be Joe Biden's mental capacity. They hid that from you. There is no way on God's green earth you can make me believe that anyone around Joe Biden during the campaign season could not very easily see that old Joe, God bless his little old heart, he's not all there. And now you see what we're stuck with. But this past weekend, leave it to the mainstream media to never stop trying to outdo themselves, tried literally to bury the story of the most recent filing regarding what really happened with spying by the Democrats on the Trump campaign. Not only did they spy on him prior, it continued from in the Oval Office after he took office. You may remember an interview with then Leslie Stahl, credible reporter, where Donald J. Trump said, look, they spied on me. Well, there's no evidence of that. And she got as combative as any reporter I've ever seen, only to find out now this famous 3-word saying that has inundated politics, Trump was right. Some are calling this single-handedly the biggest political act of criminality since Watergate. And have you heard about it on CNN LOL? Have you heard about it on MSLSD? Have you heard about it on ABC, NBC, or, my favorite, CBS? Didn't think so, because they don't want you to know. Now, patterns are amazing things. We've seen President Joe Biden come out, read a statement. Not only am I not going to take any questions from the media, I'm going to turn my back and walk out the room. So I guess it shouldn't be that big of a surprise that this week, after the story broke, Hillary Clinton was asked, quote, "Did you spy on the Trump campaign?" You know what she did? She pulled a Joe Biden, waved at y'all, and walked off. If you have yet to come to the conclusion that we are in a fight for the soul of this country, you need to go back and adjust your high school transcript and put an F on every class of civics that you took. If you have yet to come to the conclusion that we are in a fight for the soul of our country, you are the problem. See, there is a reason why we conservatives are so vociferous in our defense of this country. We understand full well what we stand to lose. We understand how hard-earned the freedoms and the liberties were that we enjoy this day. But don't you ever forget, my fellow Americans, there will always be someone looking to circumvent that. It's bad enough that the leader of the free world will tell you, I'm not supposed to take questions. I'm going to get in trouble if I answer questions. And what do the Democrats do? They're getting ready to run somebody who's going to treat you the exact same way. Did you spy on the Trump campaign? Sucker, see y'all. It might be funny if there weren't so much at stake. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Old School Barbecue is where we tape the show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fletch Nation records here as well. Roger Cador here as well. The whole crew. But my time's up. Ooh, I got to do this real fast. I'm late. This day, just like any other, you know what, I give it to you. You're right, America, we're not perfect, but for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize that he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Best news you gonna get all day. There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.